Today's a very special day. We are behind the wheel of a 1999 Nissan Silvia S15 Spec-R. Now this car belongs to Charles Wang. Some of you guys may know him as CW Unit on Instagram or CW Collective on YouTube. You guys may remember him from a video we shot a few years ago, and basically that was when he imported those three R34 GTRs at the same time. Charles is a crazy guy, okay? He is a JDM fanatic, as am I, and so thank you, Charles, for tossing me the keys to your S15 for the day. And Charles is about to leave for Japan, so we're gonna talk to Charles. Stay tuned, it's a great episode. Let's go for a drive. Sideways, straight up. It's negative 2 degrees Celsius out right now, you guys. We're blessed to live on the West Coast in Vancouver, but this is not Los Angeles. It's extremely cold out today. This is we're on summer tires, so we're gonna be taking it easy. It's got a very aggressive LSD back there. You guys love S15s, clearly. I mean, they are one of the largest forbidden fruit for you guys down in the States, and I know a lot of our audience is from the United States. So for them, the S15 is still among those halo cars that have not come around. So, details I can remember off the top of my head with this car: it's got a Nismo gauge cluster, as you can see, the factory S15 gauges, which I love, by the way. Absolutely love. So simple, just what you need. Tack in the middle of the gauge cluster. The factory one is white, generally speaking. That's what you would have. This is all black, and then instead of Nissan, it just says Nismo in the center there. You have your OEM A-pillar gauge pod for your boost. 1 bar of boost is the max on here. It looks really cool. It looks actually a little bit bigger than a standard 52 millimeter gauge pod, which is cool. It just looks oversized. It looks, you know, it really puts you in that JDM mindset. One of the few factory vehicles, I think, with an A-pillar gauge pod. Like, that to me is one of these period things that us car enthusiasts, us Japanese 90s car enthusiasts might not, you know, take into consideration too much, but I mean, it's a sign of the times. This is a tuner car made for tuners, made for drivers, and made for people with, you know, a fun spirit. You know, people who like to have fun driving and get excited about modified cars. So it does have a full Vertex body kit on it. Front bumper, side skirts, rear bumper, rear wiper delete has not been done on this car, which is good. It's actually still practical. It works. Kind of. It rubs a little bit under extreme circumstances. The suspension's quite soft right now, actually, which is quite nice. All right, so wheel spin. Oh, that's fast. So under the hood is the SR20 DET, obviously. If you guys haven't already, check out our SR20 jet tags, shop.roadsuntraveled.com, shameless plug. It's got the SR20 under the hood. Currently it's sitting at 385 wheel horsepower at 18 PSI on a Link G4 standalone. Great setup, you know, I put in pump gas, 94 octane Chevron this morning, and the thing is running fantastic. Starts up every time. This morning it was like negative 5 degrees out. The car was frozen over. There was ice on the windows and everything. I have heard horror stories of people blowing up SR20s with too much power, running too much boost, etc., etc. But I think, and from my experience, I think that it really just comes down to what you're willing to do as an owner to really take care of your car. Now, they're late 90s cars, early 2000s cars, so to me, anything after 2000 is like a modern car, and then anything before that is a really old car. and you can really feel that in some of these JDM cars from the time, but they still keep just that, they never lose the soul. An S15 will never lose the soul that it came with from the factory, from Japan, Nissan's golden age. I mean, the fact that Nissan was making this car at the same time as they were making the R34 GTR is just a testament to the resources that Japanese automakers had back in the 90s. It really is. This is a car waiting for a photo op. This is a magazine cover kind of car, which I can appreciate. I mean, I would rather have a car that can accurately pinpoint with with pinpoint precision take corners on a track, or even on the street for that matter. But at the same time, I can appreciate a car that when you roll up to a gas station, roll up to a car meet, to a park or the beach or whatever, just jaws drop. And people look at the car and it's like, if this was your first time ever seeing an S15 Silvia, this is what I wouldn't want to look at. I mean, what are you gonna take away? The Japanese cars aren't cool? Yeah, right. Yeah, right, especially in this blue. Honestly, I'm very surprised that second gear is hooking up right now with how cold it is outside. Couple pops from the exhaust now that we're getting warm back there. Oh, the steering in these cars is so good. It's so good. There is a massive difference. If you guys haven't driven some of these JDM classics from the early 90s or late 90s, there is a huge difference in how power steering feels between anything from Japan from the early 90s to this, or let's say an R34 GTR that run from like 98 to 2002. These cars have just way better power steering than, let's say, my SW20 MR2 Turbo. The FDRX7s, those have great power steering as well. That was probably one of the first kind of earlier cars to really nail hydraulic power steering on a front engine car like this. It's so direct, like you barely have to move the wheel. It's extremely direct. It just feels really good, you know, still light enough where daily driving is not a chore, but heavy enough and responsive enough that you actually get feel through the road. It's not vague. It really is an analog driving experience, and it's, you know, it's one of the greats. Yeah, driving a car like this definitely does come with some compromise. You do, especially with kind of like big wheels like this, you've really got to watch for potholes a lot more. The drivability with wheels and tires stretched like this goes down quite a bit. I mean, I'm just being honest, you cannot drive a show car that's stanced and stretched like this as hard as you could drive a car that's set up for really good road use or track use, which is why Charles has 3 Skylines. That's literally it, you know, because you want to pull up to car meets and you want to just want to put a stop to the show immediately when you show up, but at the same time, you want to tear apart the track day. So if you're lucky enough, like Charles, you can do that with multiple cars, and that's why people collect cars. If you're wondering, if you're not into cars, that is why car collecting exists, because in my opinion, there is not one vehicle that does it all. It just doesn't exist, right? You need an ideal garage consists of 5 cars, in my opinion. You've got your daily, you've got your sports car, luxury daily, that's slightly less practical, but maybe you can take on a road trip. You've got your third car, which is maybe your incredibly expensive supercar investment opportunity, let's say, like an 054 GT that mostly sits in the garage, but you can take it out. You have your fourth car, which is your track car that only sees the track, and then you have your fifth car, which is like a truck or SUV to pull that track car. That's a 5-car garage. That's all you really need. We will go return the car to Charles, talk to him briefly about this car and his upcoming adventures in Japan. Let's go. All right, you guys, bam. Oh, immediately sideways. Charles, what's going on, man?
What's up? Hi.
How you been?
Good, I'm good.
Good. All right, you guys. So, we had to, basically this video is just like a montage of Japanese car enthusiasts, crazy JDM car people, who, you know, just a couple of my friends, Charles and Sandra, who are insanely, like as insanely into JDM cars as I am. I would argue, Charles, you're probably...
Yes, I am.
You're much deeper into the world than I am, I'd say.
No, I'm not. Just stupid spending hobby.
It's stupid spending hobby, yeah. It's Like, what was the purpose behind this car? Why'd you get this car?
Well, actually, this is actually my my fourth S15.
Okay.
My second blue one, and if you guys have seen the rocket running one, from Marcus' video.
Yep.
So this car, like I bought it because the Vertex Edge body kit is one of my favorite. It's I always wanted one, and this car actually belongs to a friend of mine. He bought the car, he bought the kit, he didn't finish it, so I took it off his hand.
That's the way to do it. Buy like a half-finished car like that.
And I always wanted the blue one, so it matches my R34. So.
Yep. But your R34 is halfway across the world right now.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, but
right.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah. This one actually, if you guys haven't seen that video, definitely go watch it. One of our very few night shoots. We don't do night shoots very often, but that car, I think this one's more drivable than that car.
Except the clutch.
Except for the clutch. But the rubbing is
the rubbing is gone.
It's pretty much no rubbing.
It drives normal.
Yeah, it rides really nice. And that Nismo gauge cluster is, at first, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I like preferred the white on black.
Oh, okay.
Better the factory, but then after that, I was like, oh no, the Nismo is.
And this one actually has way more power than the other one. I don't know if Marcus remember. The other one's like stock. This one has like almost 360 at the wheels, like a turbos.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Would you say that's approaching the upper limit of like?
I think it's almost at the limit of the SR.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I see people doing 400, but I don't think it's gonna last very long. Doing 400.
So you don't discriminate against 4 cylinders, clearly.
I don't like the sound. In this way, the sound sounds really weak.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if I keep the car, I'd probably do a 2JZ swap. But it's a lot of money. I don't think the car will handle as good with the 6-cylinder.
Right. Because the weight.
You have the weight in the front.
So you don't like the sound at all?
I don't like the sound at all. It
really?
sounds like a lawnmower.
See, this is when I was going through the exhaust audio from this, I was like, oh, it didn't do it justice. Because in person, it actually, it sounds half decent for a 4-banger, right?
I think from the outside it sounds better, but on the inside, I don't know. Oops.
See, driving and talking is tough.
It's not as exciting inside.
No, you're right. It's just not. All right, you guys. So everyone I talk to, Charles, that go to Japan for the first time, they're like, they need to go back.
They do.
Like immediately.
You have to go back. It's like a drug.
It is like a drug.
You'll never find a place in the world that's like Japan.
Right.
Especially if you like cars. The car culture is like way different.
Yeah, that's what we traditionally go to LA every winter because the car culture is so different from here, right? And it's the vastness of the city. But so you're leaving tomorrow, basically.
I'm leaving tomorrow. Oh, can't wait! I can't wait to see my blue GTR.
Oh yeah. So Tokyo Auto Salon's going on. What else is going on?
Tokyo Auto Salon. I'm going to test out my new transmission the second day I landed. Well, actually the first day.
Okay.
I'm gonna land, go for a nap, and then I'll wake up. I'll go to Fuji Speedway.
Just literally just diving in.
Yes. My jet lag, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wake up at 3 in the morning.
How far is Fuji Speedway?
Fuji is around an hour and a half from Tokyo.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
So.
Oh dang.
I think the car is all done. It's all prepared. We're ready to go.
Right. I'm choked I'm not able to. I really would love to join you for that.
It kind of sucks because in Japan you can't have passengers.
On the track?
You can't have passengers on the track.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Oh, even if it's just like a track day?
Even a track day.
Oh. And then you point people by if
there's no point by.
No point bys either?
Open pass.
Oh, open pass.
Yes.
Oh,
you
dude.
do whatever you want on the track.
That's badass. But no drifting, I'm assuming.
No drifting.
No, yeah. Especially
no
at
drifting,
Fuji Speedway.
But you can pass on the turn. You can do. People are usually really respect of each other, so they're not gonna block you. If they know you're going faster, they'll pull over and let you pass.
Yeah.
So,
good. Lots of respect, kind of thing. Oh, really?
My driving skills is not good.
Too much power?
I'm a bad driver.
No, you're not. I don't believe that. I mean, I haven't actually seen you really drive, but
my driving skills is not on par with my cars.
Right. But do you find that your R34 can teach you how to drive?
No.
No?
I figured you should always start off with a slower car.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, like I just dump all the money into the car that I built a car that I really wanted, and then I can't catch up with the car. The car is actually very scary to drive.
Yeah, I believe that, man.
And then you don't want to crash it because, you know, you spend so much money on it. So, you know, if I were to do it again, I would probably spend the money on, you know, more seat times, you know, tires, rather than, like, you know, 900 horsepower, right?
Yeah. Is that what it's at right now?
It's 950 right now.
Whew. Oh my god.
So it's like, it's really scary on the track too. Like, you have all the side G-force, and then you have the acceleration, and then you have the brakes.
Yep. So, I mean, you literally, at 950 horsepower, the gearbox you put in there, you need that.
You need that.
You absolutely do. You can't have 950 on a track doing manual shifting.
Blow up the, you know, the stock transmission at 600.
Did you just build it up just seeing where the threshold was?
No, I was like, oh, you know, like, I don't know, like, I'm like, oh, I want more power, like 700 would be nice, and then like 3 track days down, the transmission is broken.
So you have quite a bit of track experience then.
I would say I started tracking 2 years ago when I first bought the R34.
Yeah. So
I've never been to any track days.
Right. Okay.
I've never driven on the track, so I actually started 2 years ago when I first got the car. Because I don't want to go with a car that I don't like. But now I think about it, I should start earlier with, you know, it doesn't really matter what car I have.
Yeah.
Rather than just having a car that I really like and then not using the full potential of the car.
Yeah, just kind of learning the basics and whatnot,
Lesson learned.
Well, Charles, thanks for letting me drive your car, by the way. It was a great experience. There's so many thumbs up and stuff at like the gas station and whatnot, and
It's nice, because I haven't like put any cars on the show for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. No, this is good. If we can like do this and then also meet up in Japan, that would like absolutely make my life. All right, you guys, follow Charles on Instagram, subscribe to CW Collective on YouTube.
Subscribe my YouTube.
Heck
if
yeah.
You want to see like GTR shit.
Dude, you're killing the YouTube game, man.
No, nobody watches my video. But
no,
you guys have watched a video.
You're committed, man. All right, dude. I'll see you on the other side of the pond, my friend.
All right, I'll see you guys next time.
The one thing you gotta know about Charles, you guys, Charles is in this for nothing but the love of the car game. Charles has taken hold of the car game, the JDM car life, and just taken it to the max. It's just a never-ending lifestyle and a never-ending process and a chase for perfection. Hey you guys, new jet tags are live on our store right now, so you can rep your favorite engine. We've got the RB25, RB26, and a bunch more. The link is in the description.